Yeah, almost time. So, good morning again. I'm sorry for the technical problem. So there is a little bit delay. So we will have our fifth lesson. So it's week five, and then we will start to step into the game engine. So as I remember, 2 weeks ago, we talked about the computer graphics. We talked about the Unreal, right? We talked it to be about Unreal game engine, how the Unreal, together with the Apple, together with the Pixar, and then they create the Omniverse, they create the USD. So what is the full name of USD? Universal Scene Descriptor. Okay, not US dollar. Okay, USD. So most likely today when you talk about the AR developments or talk about the development in the Vision Pro, etc., they're always asking for the USD. They're always asking for this kind of the omniverse settings. So all these kind of things go to the I would say the company with the Unreal, Apple, and Pixar. So the company together become a circle. Okay, become an ecosystem. And then yeah, most likely if you are target on the Vision Pro, if you are target on the further AR development. So GLB, USD, and then Omniverse is a must. And then today we will start to jump into a game engine and then know another. I would say that another big name of the game engine. So you guys have experience in Unity, right? At least in yeah, at least in extended reality, the course. So you have experience in Unity, you have experience in the game development and then VR, etc., right? So today we'll talk more about another big name in the game engine, Unity. And then we'll know what is the next step of the Unity and then how they jump into the metaverse, how they organize with their structure. And then so what is your feelings about the Unity? So how long have you used Unity? 5 years? Four, five, four, four, five, four? Unity is not, I would say that someone who have a long history, development history using Unity, they will always complain about Unity. For example, their garbage collection is garbage. So their memory management is not really good. And then today we will step into this part and then discuss how Unity can improve about all sorts of the memory management. And then, yeah, we'll step into it. So first, before we go to everything, so we'll talk about the game market and also the game industry. So yeah, a little bit data about the game industry is whatever you do all the assignments, if you want some marketing data, so always remember here, this one, news. New So if you are talking about the metaverse, um, VR, AR, games, blockchain gaming, pay to earn, etc., etc. So this game market in the company, so they do quite well in such kind of the data collections and then produce the data for all your research and all your industrial development, etc., etc. So by looking at their data, you can get lots of the insight, and then they always produce some free reports, of course free course is not quite complete, but we give you lots of the insight and then background information for all your project and all of your assignment, especially about literature review, especially about when you want to talk a little bit about the game market. So game market ways really fast in our world. So starting from 2012, almost 10 years ago, up to here. So can you see that? Nearly or more than a double, more than a double. So at the very in 2012, so it's around 70 billion US dollar, and up to now it's 180 billion US dollar. It's only 2021. So can anyone give me is increasing exponentially? So can you see that there is double digit, right? So there are not so many industry they can have a double digit growth. Is really promising. So if a industry can give you a double digit growth, jump into this industry and then work inside this industry. So in the last 10 years, so if you jump into the game industry, definitely you can earn a lot, right? So your salary is exponentially increased, right? So yeah, I will talk about a little bit story about this size and this size. I graduate PhD here, almost here, right? So I go to the academic, and some of my students and also some of my classmates jump into the game industry, and I will discuss about their work within this field line. Okay, so here is 2021. So can we still keep the two-digit growth in these 3 years, 2022, 2023, 2024? Yes or no? So you see, within this 10 year, more than double. So the increment is nearly is more than two-digit growth. So can you predict these 3 years is it still a two-digit growth? Yes or no? No, no. I will discuss more about this guy. So game industry is really interesting. In the last 10 years, we always say that whatever the economic go up or down, we have a very promising growth. But within this few years, so you see the data in 2020 23. See, almost the same. So what's happened in this few years? Anyone want to guess?
Good influence lots of people and they stay in home. We can play lots of things.
Not really. It's because of China. It's because of the regulation of China company or Chinese government. Okay, so there are lots of regulation. So as I remember, so when you are in high school, right? So you are forced and you can only play the games 3 hours per week. No, no，就是你们中学的时候是不是有一个规定，每个中学还没有对，你们是4年之前，所以你刚刚好，你们就是这个 double growth 的时候吧。So you see what's happened, right? This 10-year double growth, most likely because of the China market. Okay, so if you jump into the Tencent or you jump into game industry in this 10 year, your salary with almost double. You can earn a lot within this 10 year. So I'm here, I graduate here. So I have told some of your classmates, and then I guess I have told in my class. So one of my classmates go to a Tencent at the very beginning, 10 years ago. So Tencent is only not so big. It's still a big company, but not so big. And then he decided to create games. And then I heard this guy, okay, I will stay in PolyU because this game has been a long history. I think that they cannot earn a lot. And finally, he go to Tencent and then create this game, 王者荣耀. And then come back around 2015 to share the income, to share the salary. So I guess I have asked you to guess how many bonus he got, right? Yes, 100 month. 100 month. At that time, when you go to game industry, so it's really promising. So say that when you have, do you know what is annual dinner? Annual dinner. So lots of the company, including university, so they will have annual dinner and then they will gather all the staff to pay games to have a really luxury dinner, something like that. Okay, so they will have a lucky draw. At that time, when you work in game industry, the price of the lucky draw almost is 4 cars or one flat in Shenzhen, something like that. So the price is so attractive. And then at that time, I can't remember, it should be 2014, 2015, I cannot remember well. When my classmate come back to my class and share, I decided to buy the stock of Tencent. At that time, here is 180 something like that, 180 something. And then I sell should be in 2022 or 2021, I can't remember. I sell it in 500 or 600 something. and then they go up to 700 to 800, and now it's 300 to 400, something like that. So can you see that? So within these 10 years, it's really promising. Yeah, it's really, really, really good. So you are here when you are in high school, right? So you can have unlimited play time, right? But after 2021 or 2022, cannot remember well. So there are lots of regulation from the government, China government, Chinese government, and then they have 3 to 4 really strict regulation. The first one is when you are under 18, so every week you can only play 3 hours. Is correct? Yeah, it's really bad. And then there are lots of the screening before you launch the game to the market. So that's why at that time, so there are lots of game change from the app to the web app, HTML5 game, and then launch without the screening. And then they really affect the game market a lot. And that's why within these three years, I would say that within these 3 years, so the price is the growth of the game industry is almost the same, 180 billions US dollar, almost like that. So from 11% of increasement to less than 3% every year. Okay. I don't know because last year, so the Chinese government last year January, right? No, last year this year January. So they still have some regulation to restrict the growth of the game industry. But I'm not sure that within this few years, so they will release this kind of regulation because looking at the education, so they release in this few weeks, right? So hopes that they will change the regulation and then game industry growth again and again. So looking at this graph, so can you see that most of the um, 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 earning, most of the income is coming from mobile game, mobile game. Okay, so from the mobile game, so yeah, you have the Monkey King, right? 黑神话悟空，对 it's a VA production, right? So you earn a lot. But compare with the mobile game, it's only a small pieces. Okay. So lots of the income goes to the mobile game. And then if you say that PC and also the console game, console means the Xbox, PlayStation, Switch is almost half. Okay. So you can see that 25, something like that. You always have this kind of regulation. And then yeah, most of the games go to the mobile. And yeah, you can see that more and more incomes go to the China. So that's why can I ask who is the winner in the game industry? Publisher, game publisher. For example, you have heard about Nintendo, right? So you have heard about EA Sport, EA, right? So who is the winner of the game industry? If I say that most of the income go to the Asia and most of the income go to the China, who is the winner? Which company? Is it mobile, 10 cent? Yeah. So they use 10 years. Exactly remember around 2014, 2015, something like that. They go to the number one of the market. And now they earn around 10%, 10% of the whole market. So if you say that 180 billions US dollar, right, they get 10% of it, 10% of it. So it's huge amount of income go to the Tencent and most of the income go to the mobile games. Okay. And then you see that most of the biggest game industry, game company in the game industry, so they go to the publisher. So Sony, Apple, Microsoft, a little bit. Microsoft is developer publisher. Here, can you App Store or I would say the App Store and also Google Market, can you guess how many percentage transaction fee they will get from the developer? 30. Yeah, 30%. Okay, 30%. So you see that most of their income go to the publisher. Game game industry. So we try to split into two parts. One is developer. 就是这个马龙，是不是这样？马龙。So you do the coding, right? You develop the games. So you are the game developer or game studio. Another one is the publisher. Publisher. Publisher, they publish the game. Most likely they get the big pieces of the market. So why you want to be the game developer? Game developer or student, most likely, if you graduate from this course, five of you guys can be a company, can be a studio. Most likely two programmer, two artists, and one for the business. Okay, deal with the business issue, deal with lots of the admin process. So five can become a company. So they are one studio, and one studio they can create a games within 12 months. So that means 1 year. After you have created games, so what should you do? Go to App Store, go to Google Market and sell the games? Is a correct choice? No. Why? You do not have enough publicity. You have no money to do the advertisement. So 打廣告. So you do not have money to do this one. Today, when you need a game to earn money, you cannot just put it into App Store or Google Market. No one will buy your game. No one will play your games. I will say that. No one will download your game even. Okay? It's true. So you need to spend lots of the money for the advertisement. So can anyone guess how many money we should spend on one game? 大概2000万的港币人民币都差不多2000万。So you have 1 year for 5 people, right? 但是你有2000万吗？可能有些人有，但是我没有。你们可能也有钱，我们有5个人，有1年的时间做好这个游戏，做好这个游戏之后，真的没有2000万，那怎么办呢？So you have no choice. Sell to the publisher. Okay, so most likely they will use 1 million to buy your games. So you need to you need to make your justification whether 1 million is a good income for 5 people for 1 year. So you say that it's still reasonable, just sell. Okay, Tencent or other game company, they are willing to buy your games. Why? Why? 这个游戏你不可以做的太烂，但是基本上可以是比较好玩的游戏的话，腾讯的话100万给你，然后把这个游戏买回来，他是觉得没问题的。为什么？不缺钱也对。还有啦，ecosystem 生态，就是当所有的游戏都在我的手里的时候，我就可以控制哪一个游戏去赚最大的钱。明白吧？就是走庄呢，就是你比 if you are a casino, right? You can earn the transaction, you can earn the bigger pieces of the money once you hold all the games, right? Just like the casino. So they will buy all the games. Maybe, most likely, not maybe, most likely, they will not publish your game to the market. They just buy, put it into a pocket, dissolve, or they will re-engineer, or they will recreate, reproduce, etc. Okay, but whatever, you still get 1 million, right? 1 million Hong Kong dollars is still reasonable. So lots of our graduates, they go to this size, they become the developer because you have no money to become the publisher, right? You do not have the channel, you do not have the lots of the different channel to sell your game to do the advertisement. So the first one is go to here. So if you say that your games can you can create 5 people, right? You can create 3 games to 4 games and within 2 or 3 years, right? So you have around 3 millions, and then you can become a bigger studio, and then you could create something new. Okay, so still remember the Monkey King, right? Monkey King, the games is come from Tencent. The group of people come from Tencent, and then they spend 7 years. So why they spend so many years? They create some rubbish game and then sell to the other, sell to the other, sell to the other to get the money and then to create the VA computer games to Monkey King. Okay, so that is the reason they are doing this kind of things. And then if I don't think that's working in Tencent is good. So Tencent is also winner take all. If they have a game idea, they are not asking one studio to create games. So most likely, if I am a game company, right, I have game idea, I will ask one studio to create games, and then I will publish their games and then launch, etc., right? But Tencent, if they have a game idea, they will ask 20 studio to create the same games, and only one games will be launched to the market. For the other 19, they will still pay for you, but they will throw away. So they create the internal competition, and only the best team, the best studio can stay inside Tencent. So that's why maybe the Monkey King, they are not organized with Tencent, they are not organized with them, and then they leave Tencent and then do some other game development. Maybe you can do like that, but within Tencent, the internal competition is like that. So that's why they always say that 9-9-6吧，就是每天从9点钟工作到9点钟，1个星期工作6天。So that is the basic. Okay, that is the basic requirement. So try to think about this one. You can be the studio, you can be the worker inside the Tencent. So that is all of your choice. Okay. Another one, if you are a game studio, and then always remember that you do not have a strong team to protect your games. So we have some, I would say, individual developer in Hong Kong. So they create games. Little Fighter, have you heard about Little Fighter? It's almost 20 years ago. Okay, so they spend 10 to 20 years. Still, they love this game. They create this game inside the mobile apps, etc. But they are small studio. Once they create the games, launch the market, although they have a good reputation, but someone will copy their idea. It's easy to understand, right? When you have some good game design, game idea, we can not decode, we engineer, we can reproduce the whole game with other graphics, with other character design. We just copy your idea. Okay? So if you are not Tencent, if you are Sony Apple, so can you set the legal argument with this kind of copycat? No, right? So you can just see that the money is loose from this side, and then you cannot earn that. Okay, so that's why lots of the studios sell their game to Tencent. First is the security. So no one can hack the Tencent server. So they have a really strong team. Second, they have a strong legal team. So if you want to copy my idea, so I will send the legal document and then set up the legal argument with you. So it also protect your game. So as a game developer, they always sell their first, second, third game, and then become the fourth game. They will try if someone love to implement their game. So some game developer, some studio, they will try to run their games just like the Monkey King. Okay, so they spend 7 years. It's like that. So yeah, you say that, hey, they are always the winner. How can I go inside it, right? Especially about some of the yeah, game developer or game publisher, we hate EA, right? So NBA, FIFA, they're almost the same, but every year they earn money from you, right? So we hate this kind of game company, but we still give them money, right? So if I'm small developer, what can I do? Honestly, so 1, 2 to 3 years, there is one or two individual game developer jump into the top 20. So if you heard about the Overcooked Studio, if you heard about the Kingdom, that means they create Candy Crush. So have you heard about Candy Crush? Candy Crush. Yes, right. So they use one game to go inside the top 20. Angry Birds also. Okay, they use one game to go into the top 20. So there is still a chance. And some of guys put a eyes on the metaverse. So one of them are robots. Robots, we attract lots of the teenager in the United States and also the Western country to join into it and then play with the robots. So my son is almost 9 years old. So every day he plays robots for 1 or 30 minutes, something like that. So they do this kind of the settings. They create the games inside and then they produce the games. So there are some company use their one game to jump into the market. It's reasonable, okay, and it's possible. So yeah, anything you want to learn more about the game company or game marketing? For example, shall I still go into the game company? Anyone here want to go to a game company? No one? Oh yes, that's good. Okay, that's good. So there are a lot still the biggest company in Hong Kong stock market is Tencent. And Tencent, half of their income is coming from the game. So they have lots of the WeChat, they have lots of the payment, they have lots of the movie platform, etc., etc., right? But half of their income is coming from game. Okay, so there is still attractive and then brilliant future for the game industry, especially if the yeah, if the Chinese government release some regulation and allows lots of the people will play games or create games. And then nowadays, Tencent is not only focused on the local or Chinese market, so they jump into the Western. So if you go to the global GDC, Game Developer Conference, so they always is the winner of lots of the novel new game idea. So they switch their target from the Chinese, from the mobile games to somewhere else, to Western, to somewhere novel games, to somewhere that they want to create a new ecosystem. So if you still want to go to a game industry, it's still possible. And then lots of our classmates, they also of our classmate and my classmate and also my student go to game industry, Unity, and then Tencent, and then some small game company, and some of them they create their company by themselves. So we have some support, and then we have some connection for you guys if you really want to create. And then I will teach you how to get the money. At least the first, you need to work for 1 year, right? So still you need to get some money for your living, for your house, for your rent, etc. So I will teach you how to get the incubation, how to get the money from the government, from company to create your first game. Okay, if you really want to do so. Okay, so jump to the basic of the game. So we're starting from the zero. So it's easy to understand. We have this graph. All the computer program, including games, it fall into the same flow. So we have the input, process, and output. Easy to understand, right? So input, process, output. So input of the games. So it will be the keyboard, gamepad. Nowadays we have the VR. So we also have the head-mount display. Head-mount display capture your head orientation. Okay, and also we have the microphone, and lots of the game they start to use the natural language processing as their input into it, and then they go to process and then output. Process most likely is the visual screen. Whatever is a VR is here, VR head-mount display or your flat screen. They will have the visual display. So I would like to ask, can you find the difference between 60 hertz and 100 hertz? No, I cannot, right? So I'm not sure that why some of the gamer they we asking for 100 hertz, but I would say that 50 and 100 they are the same, not like the same. They are the same, right? So whatever. So you have the visual and then you have the audio. Some of the input they have the haptics. That means the force feedback, vibration. And then inside the games, we can divide into three parts. The processing can be divided into three parts: CPU, GPU, and PPU. It's easy to understand CPU and CPU and GPU, right? CPU, what is the major task of CPU inside game? Is GPU is easier, right? So what is the major task of GPU inside game? Rendering, display. That means all the things that related to 2 weeks ago we discussed about the matrix, vector, lighting. Okay, lighting. So it goes to the rendering, how the 3D will compile into one 2D screen is the GPU. Okay, the faster GPU can compile more polygon, can compile better texture, can prepare better graphics for you, graphic processing unit. CPU is central processing unit. So what is the task? Most likely is the I/O input output. Most likely is the logic. That means HP plus, HP minus. So and also some of the network traffic. So it goes to the CPU. Okay, so if you're a game, you're looking at the better graphics GPU, and most likely today, when you are even paying the Monkey King, right? So they have a good graphics, but for the logic, it's easy to understand. I hit someone, so the enemy HP -1, something like that. So it's easy to calculate the CPU. It's easy to calculate the logic inside the Monkey King. So if you're playing some real-time strategy games, the CPU workload is heavier because you need to calculate 100 or 200 units, and then they have the movement, they have the HP, they have the AI, and then it's heavier. So different games request different CPU and GPU resources. PPU, physical processing unit. Most likely today, NVIDIA will combine GPU and PPU, GPU and PPU together. PPU most likely is talking about the physics. That means the collision detect or the particle simulation, smoke or water. So they go to the PPU. If you are doing research, some of the display card, not display card, some of the processing unit, they will buy special physical processing unit for the simulation. Especially when you go to the trend, when you go to the digital trains, they do a lot about the PPU. The command. So what is the difference? Can CPU calculate the GPU mathematics? Yes. So why need we need GPU? It's faster, right? So why is faster? Because the command is on the chips. It's not from your program. Okay? The command of CPU, GPU, and PPU is lemma. So CPU is a 100 to 120 or 150, something like that. The command is lemma. GPU, the command is also lemma. They are faster because the command is already on chip. Okay, so especially GPU, you have different shader, right? So why you have a better GPU card, better GPU card? So some of the command is on, some of the shader command is on the GPU board. It can calculate using the hardware, not using your software. PPU is also like that. Some of the collision detect, some of the rebound, some of the physical interaction, they are on chip to calculate. So you have the processing unit. Of course, you also have the RAM to store the memory. So you also have the VRAM. You also have different things to store. Today, the GPU try to cover the AI part, especially about the new network, especially about the A something like that. So most of the more so do you know that we buy a really expensive machine? Yeah, it will be launched soon, right? So within this few year, if you are looking for the AI, so we have another 5 millions Hong Kong dollars server to calculate the AI. So definitely you have the chance to play with it. And then I can't remember, we have a we have a stream, we have a program. So every one of you will have around 10,000 to enjoy the GPU calculation within this server. So if you have some research or if you want to try something new, we will offer you 10,000 and then try to play some AI simulation within our really expensive computer. 30 30 something millions, right? You think that is a 就是三千四百万、3500万的机器吧？你觉得好像好贵吧？其实它跑 GPT 3.5的 model 也有问题。So you know, right? So today when you are looking for some large language model, LLM processing, so your computer, you spend a lot. Okay, so Cyberport, they are going to buy another computer to run the GPT 4.0. It should be like that. So the computer is around 0.1 billion，就是过了1个亿，我忘记是1.1还是1.2个亿的 computation power。所以今天吧，所以如果你想跑 AI，怎么也好，很多时候你需要投资。如果你不是用其他人的，你第一步需要投资的，这可能是1个亿。 最少也是几千万。那我们 department 买的是3400万，所以你们问你们的学费去到哪，其中一部分就去到这3400万的机器里边了。Okay, so whatever, so you will also enjoy because we will have a program to give you 10,0001万块钱去在里边的算力里边去跑一些 AI 模型。Okay, so you have this kind of the things, right? So we talk about a little bit about the PPU. So PPU is about physical simulation. So most likely today the physical simulation is dominated by NVIDIA. So I'm sorry to say, but yeah, it's not the Chinese company. So most likely, yeah. So they dominate the chips development, they dominate the physical simulation, they dominate lots of the computation. So why the physics X is so powerful, or why it's needed inside the metaverse? Because today our metaverse is going to run the digital twins. So digital twins is also talking about something that is related to the physical world. So if I want to have the digital twins and then I have a robotic arm, get the object, put somewhere. So what do you need? You need to understand the physics. Okay, you need to understand the collision detect between the physical world and also the virtual world and then how they can simulate together. And I'm sorry that it goes to physics and then it goes to NVIDIA. And then in that game, so we also have the physics, and then we also have different calculation. So it's easy to understand within here. So we chop here. Always remember that we have lots of different hardware. Okay, this part is the hardware. So we have the GPU, we have different PPU, we have different CPU, etc., etc. So here, about the hardware, is called hardware abstraction layer. Hardware abstraction layer is the communication between the hardware and your software. HAL, there are only two choice for you. HAL, one is DirectX, another one is OpenGL. Okay, there are only two choice. Okay, Microsoft solution or non-Microsoft solution, that means academic, OpenGL. Not only non-academic, even if you're paying the v.js, the WebGL, you're paying the Apple solution, they are non-Microsoft, right? So they are also running the OpenGL. So we have this one. Some of many years ago, when I around 15 years ago, I teach game programming in university. So we teach DirectX. Yeah, we teach DirectX, and then every time today we use you use the Unity to create your script and then interact with your script with easy, right? It's only 1 minute or 30 seconds, and then you can create this kind of things. If I teach you DirectX, I remember I use 3 to 4 hours to draw a script and then interact inside the computer program in the direct. So you can see that 4 hours, 3 to 4 hours versus 30 seconds to 1 minute. So this is the advance of the game engine. So after the directs, after the OpenGL, and then you will have different SDK, you will have different game engine. And this part is the game engine. Okay, we'll discuss here later on. For example, we have the widget body. I will ask you what is the widget body later. Okay, so bear in your mind, and then you have lots of different objects, for example, soft body, cold, liquid, etc., etc. So that is fun. So within the software, within the processing hardware, and then we jump to software, and then software you have the middle level. So most likely the middle level will be the game engine. Unreal, Unity, they are the middle level. And then you create your gameplay. And then you create all sorts of the graphics, connect with all sorts of multimedia document together, and then you go to the feedback to the user. So that is the cycle of the game. So yeah, you only have two choices, Unity and Unreal. So should I, yeah, later on we will ask which one is better. So you have to make your choice. Again, the answer will be, it depends, but depends on what. Okay, so you have to tell me Unity and which one is better. So hardware is here, and then you will have the driver, and then you will have the HAL hardware, abstraction layer, then you will have the, for example, if you are the Microsoft Direct solution, you have the Direct 3D, and then you have the game engine, and then game engine, you have the Unity or Unreal. If you are not paying the 3D, so you have the graphic device interface GDI, and then you have the window application. That is the fault of the game engine. Whatever which game engine you are using, DirectX or OpenGL, these two. So you go to a game loop. Game loop is something like that. So inside at the very beginning, like you have the initialize. So you define the window size, you define all sorts of the internal settings. Then you will load all the multimedia content. So multimedia content means in the games, what is the multimedia content you will have? Model, 3D model, texture, sound, etc. You will load all the content inside it. Then you will go to a game loop. Inside Unity, you also have the game loop. Do you still remember? What is the function in Unity? Update. Yeah, perfect. Okay, update, perfect. So whatever you are using Unity, Unreal, DirectX, XNA, etc., all the game engine, they have the game loop. Game loop is something like that. You have the two functions, most likely, update and draw. Update is all the game logic. So you collect all the input, gamepad, move forward, move backward, left, right, all the network transfer, etc., etc. You collect all the input and then you calculate the situation. Then you will jump to a draw function. Draw function, they will draw the polygon one by one, one by one, one by one, one by one. Okay, draw all each face one by one. Okay, not only the polygon. So you can control the rendering, you can control the shader, and then they will have one screen output to the user within how many seconds? How many seconds we will have a one cycle here? At least 1/50. Okay. Okay. So I cannot find the difference between 50 hertz and 100 hertz. Okay. So most likely I would say that the minimum is 50. Okay. 50 hertz. But if you are VR, so to prevent the cyber signals, so your hertz will jump to 90 or 100. Okay, 90 to 100. Okay, so try to bear in your mind this kind of the setting, this kind of the parameter in your brain. Okay, 50, 100, 100 for the VR because there is some cyber signals, etc. Okay, try to do this kind of things. And then every game cycle, you will change the 3D world into one 2D screen. Okay, into one 2D screen. So I guess we have discussed this part, right? So you have the camera and then it's a 3D world. So you compile the 3D world into a 2D setting and then chop the screen and then you have the screen coordinate and then the output of your games. Okay. So here we will have the element 2 years ago. So we have the element in the computer graphic in the animation. And now we want to learn more what is the element inside a games. So the first one inside game is the Windows. Yeah, all the peoples they always forget this kind of the Windows. Okay, whatever you are in Android, Apple, PC, Mac, etc., etc. So you have a Windows to include all your content inside. Okay, and then Windows they have different settings. So you are a Windows 32, Windows 64 is a storyboard. In the app settings is a 50 with 32-bit apps, 64-bit apps, etc., in your Android. So you have the settings inside it. This kind of the window control all the I/O between your games and also between your network. Okay, all this kind of thing is handled in this Windows, and then they will inside here they will also load the HAL hardware abstraction layer. So they will load the direct OpenGL, etc., etc. So if you find that debug, right? So the first one debug is whether I can successfully open this window or not. Second is check whether I can success initiate the hardware abstraction layer, load the direct OpenGL or WebGL, etc. Okay. I would like to ask direct OpenGL, which one is better? You have no choice. Okay. Usually today, when you want to create a game, you need to support all or both. That's why you have the game engine. Game engine will depends on your output. They will try to publish one for DirectX, another one for OpenGL. Okay. Many years ago, when we do not have a game engine, around 1990 something, 1995, 1996, something like that, right? So we need to base on the display card. We need to base on different version. We have the different coding. So there are lots of the multimedia files, right? And then we base on OpenGL or DirectX to create another one, another one. But today you have one choice you can make whether I want to create a web solution or a app solution. Okay, what's the meaning of app solution? That means all the mobile apps that you can play, right? What is the meaning of web solution? Browser. That means I can open a browser, run the free.js, and then you can run the all sorts of this kind of VR device. That VR or some kind of 3D environment. So which one do you want? And which one is better? Unlike the many years ago, right? So if you want to run a video games, if you want to have a full power of your hardware, you have to create apps. But within these few years, so we have v.js, there are lots of the people working in web.gl, okay, WebGL. And then you can still using the browser to enjoy the VR, enjoy the 3D environment. So which one is better? App, you need to install, you need to download. Web, so you do not need to do so, right? So when I use the app, when I use the web,
You need to continue to update your
if you want to continue update your program, both web and app, they can do so. It depends on the user usage. So if, for example, I create something, 3D experience for a museum. So do you think that the user, when they go back to home, will read the information again? So most likely the user will only use at the museum once and never. At that time, we will ask them to install app. No. So that's why we create web VR solution for it. Okay, so we take the mobile and then do something. Marketing event is also something like that. So if you go to restaurant, if there are something that they want to do the marketing event, they want to do some 3D animation, they want to do some interesting AR, etc., etc. So we will ask them to install some apps. No, it's only one time. So use web. Okay, it really depends on your user usage. And then yeah, the second thing inside the games is easy to understand. So you have the 3D object, you have the match. So you have the polygon, you have the texture and materials that we have discussed. And you have one thing called widget body. So anyone here can tell me what is widget body? Unity, you always let add physics, widget body. So what is widget body?
地方的 activate all the 你可以加的物理性碰撞就
差不多。还有啦。So the correct definition is non-deformable body. 就是在油漆里边，基本上它是不会改变它的 shape，它不会改变它的样子。Rigid body, okay? So some of the games, they want to create some dynamic, right? For example, Cove, this one, Cove. So this is a deformable, but something that is non-deformable. So inside a game, whatever you pump or wherever you hit the object, they will not change the shape. That means they are rigid body. Easy to calculate and then easy to do inside games, okay? And remember, I have told you that all the animation inside game, the pre-record video, all the things is pre-record, pre-defined. You can usually you cannot add something new inside it because you don't want to do the calculation. The one time is very expensive. So you have the 3D object and then you have the scatter inside. Every second you have the animation track 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's idle. Okay, one or jump, etc. So you have a pre-record video, pre-record animation inside. And then the only things you can perform inside a game is translate, rotate, scale. Maybe you can only change the color. You can also change the color, the diffusion, then that's it. Okay, you cannot add another kind of new animation unless you want to write a code name and then it's a selling point of your games. Otherwise, we do not do so. To create a game, so usually you will use the 3D creation tools, Maya, Video Studio Max, and Blender. And we will talk about the 3D reconstruction and AI later. Maya, 3D Max, Blender. Which one is better? Again, it depends, right? So Maya is used for movie, animation, okay? CG. It's not for game production. 3D Studio Max, yes. Blender, yes. Okay, why Maya is not designed for the game? Because there are lots of modifier, and those modifier cannot run in Unreal or Unity. So if you are paying Maya, so there are lots of modifier to transform the shape. For example, they have the FFD. For example, they have the mail, right? So a animation that they can use the mail, so they can transform the eyes to a mailed eyes, something like that. Okay, so there are lots of the modifier that cannot be used in Unreal and also in the Unity. So this kind of game engine, so they are not suitable inside a game development. Okay, so if your 3D model they say that, hey, I'm using Maya to create the object. So if you are using a game, right, so always ban or change another artist. Okay, we are looking for Max or Blender. So Max and Blender, which one is better?
What you want to make.
Yeah, and it depends on your budget, money. Max expensive. Okay, better quality. Blender free of charge. And then most of the creator inside the Blender, so they do not have lots of the experience, so they are also cheap. So if you are low budget, Blender is good enough. If you have a better budget, or if you are looking for a game production or better market launch using Digital Max. And then inside Taobao, so there are lots of the ready to use developer. You can ask them to create your 3D model. There are two ways. The first one, I would say that there are always two directions to have your 3D model. The first one is find someone to create your 3D model. Okay, I find a designer, I find a model to create a 3D model. Another is go to the market to buy it. So you have the Unity as a store. You also have the TurboScript, and this one is Unreal Marketplace. So compare with find someone to create my 3D model and also buy the 3D object from the market. Which one is better? In our course, don't find someone to draw the graphics. You do not have enough budget. Okay, and it's high risk. Okay, designer is artist. Designer they is hard to control，就是怎么说呢？他基本上所有弄这些 3D artwork 的人，他觉得自己是一个艺术家。艺术家的话，你基本上是很难跟他去沟通的。对啊，你觉得他们有问题，他们说他们是没问题的。你说他们的 model 不能用，他们说我在我的电脑就是可以跑啦。 为什么你不能用到？就是你的问题了。所以基本上一个，唉，如果可以在网上面去找这些 P model，可以找出来的话就找吧，买回来便宜，非常的便宜。然后买回来不对的话，你可以再选一个。基本上你看到这个东西买回来就会好一点。你找其他人去做的话，你跟他去沟通的话，基本上也很费时间。他做出来的东西也不一定可以用。在淘宝里边找的 designer，所有的事情也是 pay high risk，就是很高的风险来做这个事情。如果你真的有这个需要，没办法，这个 character 是很特别的话，那真的没办法，就真的需要找人来做，要不然的话，买会好一点。永远买一些有的东西非常好，对吧？对吧？But you will say that the main character I have to create by myself. I have to create something that is really, really special. So that is your choice. But always remember that when you find someone to create your 3D model, it's high risk, really high risk. Okay, so usually you can find two to three, and then just like the Tencent, right? So Tencent is less Chinese studio, right? So if you ask someone to create your 3D model, so if you want to find a create a 3D character, so you ask two to three 3D model or 3D artists to create, and then you select only one for you. So that is my experience, and then that is my suggestion for you. But some of the games they cannot do so. So most likely they request for some unique creation. For example, some 3A production. Monkey King is one of them, right? So they spend seven. Exactly remember, Monkey King spent 7 years to do the 3D modeling, to do all sort of things. The most expensive, the most bigger investment inside the Monkey King is the 3D modeler. It's the some kind of some such kind of 3D objects. Okay, so it really depends on your choice, but most likely if you can buy. So as a store, first one you can select if you are using Unity. If you are using Unreal Marketplace, try to do this one. Second choice, go to the Turbo script. So not all the model inside the Turbo script can be used inside game because they are not low polygon model. So they are the movie. So click inside it, select something that is created by the Max or created by Banner. Look at the polygon count. Most likely for an app or for a game development, the main character, that means you spend most of the computation power in the main character. How many polygons should be inside main character? 就是一个在游戏里边吧，你打开了一个手机，然后手机里边最重要的就是跑你们的主要的主角吧，就 main character 吧，你应该花最多的 computation power 在里边，多少个 polygon 在手机里边，大概2000左右。所以你在这些的 TurboSquid 啊，还有基本上，如果你去 Unity 还有去 Unreal 的话，这些模型的话，它已经给你去 lower 的 polygon 的处理，它不会很夸张的。但是如果去到 TurboSquid 这些的话，它有些时候是 movie ready 的，它是可能是几万个 polygon，它做一个花。做一个云，做一个什么衣服，可能是一件几万个 polygon 了，你不可能把它放在游戏。main character 放在游戏，你可以想的就是2000个 polygon，然后就是这样了，你不要把再多的一点。然后如果是远处一个水杯吧，你不可能在 Turbo Squid 里边找一个水杯，它是很漂亮很漂亮，但里边有1万个 polygon，你不可能找这个吧？因为 main character 已经是2000的话，这个水杯的话，你不要找一个多于200也不要了，我就觉得可能它是一百个 polygon 就最好了，因为它没有用吧，就一个装饰的目前还有其实其他的 scenes 也是去控制你的 polygon，要不然的话，有一些玩家吧玩这个黑悟空吧，也发现这个的 GPU 跑不动吧，它这外边的 scene 太漂亮了，每一个东西都跑太漂亮，那你肯定跑起来很辛苦了。所以如果你想是一个赚钱的游戏，但你的手机里边的 main character 2000最多，用这个方法来计算其他的 polygon。OK OK. So yeah, this is direction. So you can purchase, you can find someone to tailor make your 3D model, but mostly you need to think about the first one, budget. your money, how many you can spend. Whether you want to find whether you need to create something that is really, really unique. Okay, really, really unique. If you are your budget and then uniqueness is no, buy something. It's only, for example, one polygon inside the asset store is around 10 US dollar or something like that. It's cheap. If you find an artist to create a 3D model inside your games, so it should be count by thousand, 5,000, 3,000, something like that. So it's quite expensive. Okay, and again, if you already have a physical place, scan, scan, okay, scan, and then you have the point cloud data. Point cloud data. Most likely the point cloud data, they can transform into PLY and then transform into OBJ, etc. So it can be put inside the game. Okay. Point cloud data at the very I would say that almost 10 years, 5 years ago. So the point cloud data is using RGBD depth camera, okay, infrared camera. Infrared camera, they know the 3D structure, 3D structure of your 3D object. So every 3D structure will be a point, just like that. And then they use the algorithm to join the point together. And it's RGBD, right? The depth camera is responsible for this kind of point, right? RGB is responsible for your texture. So when they join the point together, they will use the RGB to capture the color of your object and then put the texture on these faces. And this the 3D reconstruction. Okay? 3D reconstruction, I, I want to ask. So if I have a real place, why don't we always use the 3D reconstruction? Why we still want to find someone to create a 3D model, to create a virtual world, etc., etc.? Why? Similar to this one. So there are two human body. One is from the 3D scanner, 3D reconstruction. Another is from the 3D artist, 3D modeler. Which one is better? A, B, B. Why? It look more muscle now, right? The shape is better, right? No. Why? Inside a game, this one is better. Why? Because the 3D artists, they will use the muscle distribution to create your 3D model. Okay, muscle distribution. And all your animation is based on the muscle. Okay, so that's why some of the 3D artists, they will learn the taxonomy. 解剖学是不是 taxonomy 解剖是不是解剖 OK so they know the muscle distribution okay so if you're looking at the 3D scanner so all the distribution of the point is not based on the muscle if you are create the animation if you are going to interact with this body cannot so most likely 3D reconstruction scanner they are only working for some object that is not interactable. So that means you will not interact with them. You will not put the animation into it. You will not put it up and then play, etc., etc. It's not the case. It's for the scenes. Okay, and interact. Okay, and then you try to decrease the number of polygons together with texture, better rendering, and then you can produce some realistic environment inside it. Okay. Today with the AI, it's really good. So you say that, hey, many years ago when we create the point cloud data, when we put a finishing, we cannot edit. For example, here, yeah, I saw something that should not be here, right? So 就是好像你拍这些古装剧，怎么说？古装剧，然后你发现哎有一个现代的水杯在里边，错了怎么办呢？但是你已经做了 3D scanning 了，改不了了，那怎么办呢？以前是没办法改的，以前真的没办法。对啊，但现在的话这几年就好一点了。不管你是 3D point cloud data 也好，怎么也好，用 AI in paint algorithm，然后我们就可以把这个部分的东西拿走，也可以加一些新的东西进去。 所以现在的 AI 这2年的话，基本上你做一个 3D scanning 做好了，哎，看见哎，怎么在古代里边有一台电脑啊？可能是他是玩这个怎么穿越吧。但是现在的话，我们就可以 in paint 的 algorithm 把它拿走，然后往后边的话，我们会再学习多一点。所以现在的话，就跟以前做这个油漆的 production 的方法完全改变了。以前就是你找一班人，可能是你找一个 game 的公司吧，他们里边做这个 3D 的人，每一家 game 公司里边有1000到2000人。不要想，就是我就觉得 game 的公司是很奇怪，他有2班人在有男有女，可能是有1000个人，就是做 IT 的，我们叫码农吧，就打扣这些 IT 的人在里面打扣。有一班人就好像是1000个人在女的，然后他们就用鼠标不停的做这些 3D model、3D model、3D model。这个游戏公司就是好像是这样。然后你在想啊，有1000个男的，有1000个女的，他们应该很经常去谈恋爱吧，对吧？这些公司的老板说，这些男跟女从来都不打招呼。对啊，他们从来这些男的看不起这些女的，这些女的看不起这些男的，因为每个人就是 IT 的男吧，看起来好像是就是怎么说呢？你玩游戏你应该很明白吧？游戏里边的男跟女是怎么样啊？都是很 muscle 了，女的就 sorry 啊，就胸很大很漂亮吧。所以想一想，在这个 IT 公司里边的男全都是不好看的，女的全都是就是头发油的，然后就是好像一个宅女一样在电脑面前就无所。所以这些 IT 的老板常常跟我说，基本上呢，你看到1000个男1000个女，但是他们是分开工作，他们永远没有 interact，永远没有交错，他们2班人也是不喜欢对方的。好奇怪。所以我们我们有些同学吧，还有我的学弟吧，去到腾讯里边去工作吧，基本上他的老婆也不是在油漆公司里边去找，也是在外边去找。对啊，他说里边的女的看不起他们，也说的里边的女的也不好看，所以基本上也不在里边去找。好奇怪。OK，so back to here. Today is good, right? So if you do the face scanning and then you have this kind of talent, so you need not to find a game company starting from zero, do all the things by yourself. So you have to learn something new about the AI and then learn new AI production. So combine the face scanning, combine the in-paint out-paint technologies together with the most likely is this kind of 3D scanned object can be put inside the WebXR B.js, or you can put it in the Unreal, or you can put it in the Unity, whatever is good. Okay. So yeah, terrain. So you also have the terrain, and then terrain you have the physics. Physics you have the gravity, something fall, and then you will have the rebound, etc. You also have the billboard. Something that have the physics you can interact, then we will use the 3D object. But tree, glass. Shall I use the 3D object to present? No, no. Most likely, we only so the golden rules inside the game area save any computation resources as many as you can，就是可以闪下一点点的话就闪下来。对啊，刚才我说过这个 freedom object main character 2000个 polygon，这个数吧，你觉得应该多少啊？3个 polygon 有点过分吧？这个数哦。
不是可以做成那种，
对啊，所以做过这个的话，基本上全狗 polygon 是全狗啊。它基本上是两个image 这样做吧，然后它是 double mapping，所以这个一个 face 另外一个 face 这里，那总共有多少个？4个，然后 triangle，所以是多少个？这个是 square 吧，一个 square 有2个 triangle 吧，所以基本上它有4个 square 的话，它就有多少个 triangle？8个，所以如果你过分一点的话，最少有8个 polygon。OK，2000，this one 8。 Okay. do do not find if you go to turtle squid, so most likely you can find beautiful tree and then it's kind by 10 10 million polygons. So they can be like something like that. They use the polygon to draw every leaf, and then if you render this tree, so you need to spend render one JPEG, you need to spend 5 minutes or 10 minutes. It's impossible. You need to render the whole screen within 1/50 seconds, right? So this one, 2000, this one, 8. Okay. But someone is better. Someone is better. For example, so they will only they not 8. So for example, you need to obstruct the tree in different angle, right? Okay, in different angles. So they will have different billboard like that. So they will have different image. So most likely this one, 8 is too extreme. So most likely they will use 20, 30, something like that. 20 or 30. So they will have multiple image inside it. This kind of setting you can find in Monster Hunter. Okay, Monster Hunter, they use only 8. For example, you play the Monster Hunter in your PlayStation PSP, right? PSP are almost 10 years ago. They use this one, only 8 polygon to present a tree. So it looks good, should be, yeah, but not so realistic, especially about the lighting. Because when you are talking the polygon, so the polygon depends on the lighting, they have different shadow, right? Billboard, they do not have. You cannot interact with the billboard. They are no interaction inside it. Okay. So how about the mountain? Mountain. Mountain we will use one texture. Okay. Skybox. And then one texture will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 faces. 6 faces. Together around 6 faces, that means 12 polygon to represent the whole situation because the skybox, this kind of mountain sky, they are called distant object. So whatever your car run inside the game, how long, how far, how fast, they cannot touch which the distant object. They cannot reach this mountain. So this one is only for the decoration. And then we will use less polygon. Okay, that is the golden rules inside the games. Okay. And then some of the situation you can use the 360-degree camera to replace the skybox. Okay, so there are lots. We have a lot. If you want this kind of settings, let me know. So create a skybox and then create a full screen, and then you can put. It's okay. You can put the 3D model and then you can put different of the object into it. So today, even created by the 360-degree camera, we can still use this kind of the setting into a games and then create the VR situations. Okay. And yeah, some UI, So button and also the HP bar, mini map. So this kind of thing you will use some JPEG or not JPEG, TIFF or PNG files to do this kind of the user interface. Particle effect. Okay. Why I have the particle effect in games? Why? Because inside the game, all the 3D objects, they are rigid body. They cannot change their shape. So if someone shoot me, okay, if there is a bullet into my body, so can I change the rigid body? The 3D model? No. So we need something to to display, hey, this part is hit by someone. So we have the particle effect. Okay, particle effect, and then they will have blood, they will have a texture on their body, etc. to replace the state of change, to have a better illusion of your eyes. And this one is the illusion. Okay, particle effect is the illusion. Okay. Of course, you also have the camera and you also have the lighting, you also have the shader. Inside the VR AR, you will learn more about this part. And we have the collider. collision detect. Okay, you have the collision detect, and then for the collision detect, so why we use the collision detect? So why you use the box to bind the whole 3D object to do the collision detect? Why we have the collider? Because when we are calculate the collision detect, right, we cannot calculate the face by face. The computation power is too many. So we use a box, we use a spear, we use a box, we use a spear to cover the whole video object to decrease the number of faces that we need to calculate for the collision detect. And that is collider. Okay. So box, sphere, capsule, which one should be used inside a adventure game or first person shooting? Which one? Capsule. Why? It more like a human. Why not a cylinder?
His head is not
Why? Why we use the capsule? Because for the adventure games or for the FPS games, so most likely your terrain will not be a flat. So you have an up and down, etc. Right? So if you are a co-rider, so somehow you can push your character to move a little bit higher, and higher. So if the terrain is not smooth, you can still run on the terrain. Okay, so most likely we choose this one. Okay, capsule collider. The reason is like that. Okay. So yeah, is this for the collision detect, and then we want to decrease number of calculation inside the game. So we use the collider. We have talked about the rigid body inside the rigid body, so the shape will not change, and then we can define the mass of your rigid body. So it define the materials, and also it define the gravity. Okay, the gravity inside it, and somehow you can have some rebars inside the 3D model. Okay. I will speed up a little bit. So give me around 15 minutes more, and then I will give you a break, and then we will move to the metaverse part. Okay, game engine. It's easy to understand. This one is Unreal. This one is the Unity. This one is the RPG Maker. We will not teach anything about RPG Maker. Unreal in the game engine course we will teach. Unity is what you will learn in this semester. Okay, this semester we will focus on this one. Next semester we will focus on Unreal game engine. Okay. C, C sharp. Okay. C++, C++, I will say that C++ and C sharp. So C sharp is easy to write, is easy to handle. C++, you have the pointer a little bit difficult. Okay, so especially when you talk about some shader will touch to the C language. So it depends on your programming level. So you have to choose, make your decision whether I join the game engine course or not. But C sharp is a must. So you graduate from the Metaverse territory, you learn VR, AR, right? C sharp is easy to handle, and then it's easy to do. Okay, C sharp is the basic bottom line, baseline of our programming language. And today you have the ChatGPT, right? So just ask the ChatGPT, hey, generate, I have a games, and then I want to have the moving object like that, and then they will generate all the codes for you. Okay, even I remember, around 3 years ago, I create a examination question. So have you watched 鬼滅之刃？有冇鬼 Demon Slayer 鬼灭？对啊，然后里边有水之呼吸法，然后有一个地势的方法是做流动漩涡，有没有听过？然后我教他们这个 examination question，就是我教他们在 Unity 里边写一个 code，然后做这个 animation 出来 l i f with pool，然后我把这个 screen cap，然后一些字放在ChatGPT 里边，哎，你可不可以帮我 generate 这个 code？ChatGPT 30秒不掉就把这个 code generate 出来，然后我放在 Unity 跑也是对的，所以现在就对啊。好，我就觉得 G 爸爸写好， 然后 C sharp 也好，基本上你在ChatGPT 前面帮你的话，你就学习就应该没有太大的困难，很多的 coding 你想得到，用文字可以说得到，然后做一些图片给他，他已经可以把它理解，然后可以把它做出来了。比方说，你真的可能是在鬼灭里边想做他所有的教的用 programming 吧，用 path 的 animation 做这些 path 的 animation 出来的话，你叫 ChatGPT 它应该都没有太大问题，它都可以做出来。所以不知道我们还有什么用？对，啊，OK OK Game engine. So the first game, Ping Pong. Ping Pong is the first game. Okay, from Arch tree. Yeah, I forget the names of the first game company. But whatever, the first game is ping pong, and then the most famous game is Pac-Man. This one, Pac-Man. So after Pac-Man, so we 1970 something, and then we continue our developments. We have a certain point. Certain point here is the Dome. Dome. This one, first person shooting games, 3D Dome. And then when you have this game, we find that hey, almost all the games here, all the games, they share the same programming. Correct, right? So today when you're playing the Monkey King, the gameplay, the programming you need, they are the same. Okay, they have the better graphic, they have the better collision detail, whatever. But the function that you need, they are the same. Rendering, collision detail, movement, gravity, they are the same. So all the developer around 1990 something, so they think that I should create game engine. I should create game engine to reduce the workload of the game developer. So around 1990 something, 1998, 1997, around something like that. So they create the first game engine, Unreal. Okay, Unreal is here. And then Unreal, they will try to solve the um, 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 basic game development work. For example, that I have mentioned lighting, collision detect, and also the rendering, they will solve by this kind of game engine. And also because of the game engine, so the developments of the game exponentially increase. But because of the game engine, today almost all the games they look the same. Okay, they just change the graphics. They just change a little bit about the gameplay. So all the games, they are the same. But if you back to 1980 something, 1970 something, so all the games, they are quite different. They have different thinking. So they have different programming implementation. So they have different physics. But right now, because of the game engine, almost the games, they are the same. Okay. So there are lots of the games, right? So different games they have different targets, and also different game engine they have different target. So the easy understanding is the general adventure game, first person game. Monkey King is one of them. Okay, adventure game that means I have a terrain, I have a special world, and then I run inside a special world, kill someone, and collect some pops and finish the goal. Okay, so that is the adventure game. But for different campaign, usually they have different needs of the programming. For example, first person shooting. So first person shooting target on the weapon system, target on the ray tracing. Okay, you shoot a bullet, whether this bullet can kill someone or not. Okay, so they have some special need. How about the fighting games? What is the program need inside the fighting games? Collision detect. Okay, collision detect. So this kind of collision detect cannot use collider, a capsule to do it. Adventure game, you use a capsule to do it, right? But for the fighting game, I need to design whether this action hit another action or not. And then they focus on the collision detect. Okay? Racing game, car racing, they focus on the physics simulation about the speed, about the particle effect. RTS game, real-time strategy games, they target on AI, multiple object AI. Okay, so have you played Warcraft? Not World of Warcraft, Warcraft or StarCraft. Have you played? Yeah, it's good. My PhD research is RTS game. So at that time, RTS game is really famous. So after my PhD, so mobile games appear, and then no one play RTS game again. Yeah. So that is the situation. So when you jump into the research, you spend 4 years, 5 years on one topic, and finally you find that the research topic will not be used or the algorithm will not be used again. Then how can you, yeah, phase out this kind of charge? So my PhD, I'm not a good researcher. So my PhD around 10 years ago is targets on RTS game together with fuzzy algorithm. So today, no one discuss about the fuzzy, right? So everyone go to the new level. So after my PhD, whatever is fuzzy or whatever is out there again, no one care. And your PhD research will be maybe you have the similar situation. So if you really want to join the PhD study, so thinking about whether I can overcome this kind of unpredictable charge. 就是我在 PhD 的时候花了10年时间，其实是做 out 花了15年之前吧，大概花了5年时间是做 RTS game，然后还有做的是 Fuzzy。毕业的时候两个事情都没人去管了，没人去理会了。然后其实 research 它好像是这样，你花很多年做很多很特别的东西，可能你毕业的时候发现这一个 topic 已经没有人再关注，所以不知道是好还是不好的投资，你需要想一想，research 的路可能是不好走，好吗？好吗？往后有时间就会再跟你们去谈。Okay, so RTS game, so that's interesting. And then many later, so yeah, we have the Unreal. Unreal start in 1998. Okay, we also have the Unity. Unity start in 2005. PolyU also create a game engine. It's called Lucid, Lucid. Okay, so we also start in 2003, 2004, something like that. Up to now, no one care about our development. Okay. So again, winner take all. Now the market go to Unreal and also go to the Unity. Okay, can I ask which one is better? Hmm? Unity or Unreal? Unity for the beginners. You can find lots of the developer in Unity 3D. They are using C Sharp. Way easy to implement. Okay. Unreal, they are using C++. Okay, C and C++. They target on the console games. They target on a better memory management. They target on a better rendering technique. Their memory management is good. Unity, their memory management is their garbage collection is garbage. Okay, so try to think that if you want to do some small mobile game, fast, low budget, Unity 3D. If you want to do some better game, Monkey King, right? Monkey King is good. Use Unreal, but try to bear in your mind, Monkey King use 7 years. So can you spend 7 years on Unreal? I'm not sure. Every games, VA games inside Unreal spend around 18 months. 一点五年的时间 okay? And spend in Unity 3D is only 3 months. 3 months versus 18 months. Okay, so you need to make your choice. Okay. So yeah, that is the situation. And then the price of the Unreal, starting if you're looking, education is free of charge. Education is free of charge. But if you're looking at the commercial license of Unreal, 1 million starting. Unity 33,000. 3万3, 100万。如果你真的想开一个 Unreal 的游戏的话，Unreal 这个 Game Engine 的话，它的起步的价钱大概是100万。然后 Unity 的话就是一年好像是3万3，3万4左右吧，好吧？Okay, so you know the difference. Okay, again, based on your choice and then based on your budget, based on your situation, and then select your choice. Okay. Still, uh, yeah, maybe we have 15 minutes break. Okay, 10 minutes break, and then we will continue a little bit about the general situation of the game engine and then we'll jump to around 11:30. 11:30, we'll jump to the DoD. We'll jump to the Unity Metaverse development. Okay, around 11:30. So 10 minutes break.
小时候特别喜欢跑，但是我好多茶我都来不及。第一是哪一年的？英国，就是Master Deal 是20年还是21年吧？这个 play 上，它比较新，不像其他的是吧？好像这些年好像是那个新。之前一直主站开发的一些日剧的游戏，对，但是这些游戏都有机卡的，所以你就导致好像我有就是在私服对，我就是我这还玩什么宝可梦？哦，对，有10黄金，那奥特曼真的啊，我不知道他们要玩什么，我不知道为什么要玩这个。现在游戏王变化太快了，就是它会一个卡包一个卡包的，对对，就是赛马卡组，它会在所以它后面是这个国规则建立规则有限制它隐私的。就是你要是买一套卡组的话，大概新年入口的太哦，那差不多规则。对啊，那个说书人，对说书人，就是我要2分钟看对面一直在动，然后你知道我怎么动不了，我点不了，我都点不了。我去厨房拿可乐回来，然后开始动。哦，卡组就比较有意思，就是你只要在场上站着一个怪，然后对面怎么都动不了你，都打不到你，然后对面也没有办法杀你，很有趣。你没有人做这个，这个太怪了，超级 VI。我记得这个没用过，那数据没开，我都没连过电脑，那根本串流不上我的电脑。一个白的那个看起来就很垃圾的一个，你要连这个啊？要连这个？我要连我家里面就是，对啊，你立这能连在一起，肯定看那个开发的不是要下个软件吗？因为下个那个 Air Link 还是啥？就他们那个官方的那个，就下午那个应用，我不知道啊，下午我下午是有的，
下午是2点开始，怎么？
我知道，在哪里？
对啊。下午你们有其他事情做吗？
没有，我就问一下你。
哦，那基本上下午的话，它是叫这个 Unity 跟 Spatial 大 I/O 连在一起了。那如果对啊，如果你们之前有玩过的话，不然想课也可以，但是基本上用 Spatial 到 I/O 的话，就可以做一些基本的事情可以用啊。你们在找我吗？
我都连过那个要求下午打开我进来本来可惜的，
对啊，还是在
这个路线就是很短，对，那个线你不如无线，就直接无线串流过。然后为什么我连我家 WiFi 它写了那个网站？我不知道，可能说应该不用。它应该是直接连的 C512吧？它有它的软件，连到运行，对啊，就是先借它的软件就是那个驱动，天下驱动，可以官网上这样。
它不是应该先那个 Unity 去连到 SteamVR 连到你们
挖就是挖就是那个插电。
是啊，但你要打开那个软件。
VR 来一门课吗？
啊，
干嘛？
那我们借的那个就是 Quest 2，它给的那根线就是那个 Type C 的线，要用来串流，把不能用来串流，就是只能用来充电。因为
你report 就是你告诉我们吧，我们再买一条吧，可以。
我自己已经买了一个，也买了一个。
多少钱呢？
啊？
多少钱？你告诉我。
就3块钱，好像是原装的吧？那个。
可能是你们的同学拿走了。我们再买吧，总有这些地方。
它有一个非常短的一根双端的Type C 线，就感觉只能用来充电，充电。
对。
技术。对。这个也不能用来充电，还好用来看。
它其实支持 USB 3。
在这里workshop的，不是参观。对啊。然后像，
反正我串了一下，发现没
有主
4送那根巨长，1.5吧，
然后
有分别吗？
太短了，
就
那个都在这边，对啊，都在这边。对啊，我们 Wizards 的话，在安排然后应该是10月中吧，10月底吧，就可以有2次参观。第一次就是去上课后，另外一个就是把这个3包VR吧。告诉你们的游戏 mini， 告诉你们玩这些游戏了吗？哦，那今天上午我们再告诉你吧。对啊。
你们没有通知，说下午要。
哦，下午要，下午有的，有，一样。
现在还有必要去学 DirectX 还有光卷？
你去游戏公司的话就需要，在这里做可能是Unreal 也好，然后做 Unity 的开发也好，然后用到的 X 是吧？还有现在也不是这样做，因为现在有一些人想做一些特别的 rendering， 然后他都会怎样的？比方说对，有一些看那就拿出来想，他就用 DirectX 然后再放过去。因为如果只是做普通的 Unity 的游戏的话，就太多人也做差不多，然后就没有什么特别的。然后对啊，他们就会有怎样的做法？有的，对，有。我就觉得好像没有用，但是真的有人有在用。
高考在用，现在高考还有在用。
怎么穿呢？
应该也是一个就是 HAL 吧，高考。
不要有吧。它这个不是 HAL， 是啊。没有太多听说。它的 API 咯，它不是一个 HAL 的 level， 对啊。因为有 HAL 呢，它基本上就会写去到好像是DirectX也好 ，OpenGL 也好，它就写 C， 主要是写 C。谁是？So a little bit announcement today PM 2 p.m. So you have a workshop, and then Winnie will come again to teach you about. I will also be here, but Winnie will also come. So most likely is Winnie teach you. Yeah, this one workshop using the Unity together with the spatial.io. So how you create a scene and then put it into spatial.io and then do some simple interaction inside of spatial.io. For example, I create I don't know, a lighting maybe. So you can inside the spatial IO, you can turn on or turn off the light. So we'll teach this kind of thing. So within this 3 hours, it's good that you learn Unity, right? And then you also learn spatial.io, and then it's one complete metaverse solution. Okay, because Metaverse already give you the bot chain, and then they already give you all sorts of the multi-player platform, multi-player situation for you to visualize all the things. But it is a little bit bad that starting from last month, spatial.io charge a little bit more. Yeah, they increase the price, not a little bit more, you charge a lot. It's quite expensive. But we can teach you how you can control the sync. For example, if your sync is less than 100 Mat, 100 Mat, so the charge is still reasonable. And then we will teach all sorts of things in the PM session. Still here, this lab, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Okay, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. And then today we will also announce. Yeah, should be today. We will also announce the first results, and then we will Hong Kong. Where is Hong Kong? So we will bring you to the sandbox VR, and then there are different games. So you can right now, if you think that hey Peter, your lesson is quite boring, and then you can search sandbox VR, and then within the sandbox VR, so hey, where I can find the games experience. Yeah, it's good. So can you see that there are lots of games? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 9. 9 games. 9 games. Form into a group, 4 people, and then select one of the games. We will pay for your visits. I will only pay 1 games. Okay, so go into it and then make your choice. And maybe this one it should be is related to your examination and also relate to your assignment. So talking about how you experience in the motion capture and how you combine with different games. So you find that hey the class or the lab is boring, go to search sandbox VR. Go to find a games that you are interested. Go to find 4 classmates and then yeah join it. Okay, sample VR experience, and then yeah, select one of them. So I think that yeah, Squid Game is good. This one is good. And next I remember this one is also good, or this one, yeah. Yeah, there are trailer. Yeah, this one is also good. And during your visits, take some photo and then send back to me. Okay, because we need to keep record how we spend the money. We need to report to our university, and of course, I cannot bring you to the Disneyland. But this kind of the visits, I guess, is better than the Disneyland. I guess. And we will also bring you to the Cyberport within this 1 or 2 months. So more and more event is coming. So don't worry. And this PM, I guess Winnie will come and then send a Google Forms and then ask you Google Sheet and then ask you your choice and also about the time that you want to the games and then the time that you want to pay. Okay, so it's fun. Yeah. For example, we know one more. Yeah, make your choice and then fine. Okay, so yeah, we come back to our lessons. So wherever you are using Unity or Unreal, so most likely when you open their architecture or infrastructure, you can find some similar roadmap. So when you start the Unity on WinView, so you can see that here is the lowest level, hardware level. You need not to take care, and then you have the driver OS. Then you will have the third-party SDK. You'll find here the lower level hardware abstraction layer. DirectX, OpenGL, Edge for the PlayStation, and also find the PCX here. Find the point cloud data STL here. Find the file management here, etc., etc. So here you have the third-party support. All the game engine, the most interesting or the most valuable part of the game engine is they will support different device. So you only create game once, and then you can support on different device, whatever is Apple or is macOS, whatever is Windows or whatever is Android. They will do this kind of things for you. Then they will move up one level. So there are some platform independent layer. So move on level, and then you have the resources manager, and then here you will have some core library that you will always find. For example, collision detect. For example, animation. For example, the particle effect, shader, and also some camera control, player control, etc., etc. So those are some common. We will not cover all the things, and then we will only spare some of the interesting element for you, and then discuss one by one. The first one, of course, is the HAL, hardware abstraction layer that we always discuss. DirectX, OpenGL, Edge will be three things that we always play with it. Edge is the PlayStation. Library, GCM is also for the PlayStation. So this two part is for the PlayStation. Then you will find different library from the third party. For example, from the Laridia, you have the PhysiX, and then PhysiX control about the rigid body, control about the gravity, collision detect will be here. And then you also have STL, control your data structure and algorithm. Here is quite interesting. In game, we are not only using the array, or we are not only using the most likely in Python, you only use the array or linked list. But in the game, we will also have the heap, we will also have tree, we also have different data structure to speed up the runtime process. We will also have the AI for you to run the general A-star searching, or some, most likely is the A-star or tree searching. So inside the game engine, so can I skip some of them? Yeah. You have the math library. Math library, you're talking about the vector, matrix, quaternions, and then especially about the sine, cosine will be here, math library. Okay, so why we have the math library? Because for all the ray tracing, for all the sine, cosine, where can I find the sine, cosine? Rotate, and then you can find the sine, cosine, right? And then ray tracing, you can find the sine, cosine. So we need the support here. Okay, if you do not have the math library, most likely the sine, cosine is using a matching table to match the, for example, cosine 30 degrees, and then cosine to the cosine 35 degree, they always map to the same number. They use a matching table. They are not doing the calculation. And then you'll find that it's not so well. And yeah, resources manager. So you have the access bundle. Inside the access bundle, you have a better management about your memory, about your archive file. So to control about your model, texture, prelapse, auto trips, etc., etc. You also have the rendering engine. So you inside the rendering engine, so you can render a better lighting resources. So without the lighting resources, everything is not 3D. Okay, 3D is only an illusion. Why you have the illusion? Because you have the lighting, you have the shader to calculate the shadow, to calculate the different gradients of the lighting. Then you have the particle effect, so you have the smoke, you have the fire, you have all sorts of the special shader for your particle. You also have the skeleton animation and also the 2D animation speed inside 3D game engine. Then you also have the what kind of thing? Yeah, gameplay fundamental. So somehow about control the scenes level. So what is the object that I should include in the same scenes or include the same level? So they always have some system for you to handle this kind of the resources management. Yeah, also of tools they will combine together and then you have the game engine. And that's it. Okay, that is the common inside the game engine. Every game engine they share the similar thing. So if you keep on to work inside a game engine, you find that hey, the function that can be produced inside the Unreal and then inside the Unity, they are almost the same, but it's the difference of the quality. Quality have the functional and non-functional. Functional means that the rendering quality. Okay, I can see a better graphic or not. Non-functional means that the memory control, that is the weakness of the Unity, and then there's the strength of the Unreal 3D. Okay, Unreal, yeah, Unreal. Okay. Okay, so finally, so we can move into the Unity part that is related to the metaverse. So in the 2 weeks ago, we talked about the GLB, we talked about the USD, we talked about the Omniverse settings inside the Unreal. Okay, and here we'll jump to the Unity to talk about what is the advanced for the Unity, and then they can fit into the metaverse well. So the first one we need to learn is the DOTS. Okay. So what is DOTS? DOTS is data oriented design. Okay, data oriented design. Who is from the computer science? I guess more of you guys are from the computer science, right? So can you still remember what is the first thing you learned inside the program? You learn variables, right? And then the second thing is you learn variables, and then you learn statement, and then you learn if, then else. You learn you learn for loop, for loop first, and then you learn function. Okay, so this part combined together, we call it flow control. Okay, flow control. Flow control is the core programming. So if you say that's around 2000, year 2000 and before, all the program they focus on variables, variables, statement, if then else, for loop, and function call. This 5 part. Okay, nothing else, nothing else. But around year 2000, so there is some special idea about how they handle the grouping of the programming statement. Starting from the very beginning to right now, what you have learned in computer science, what you have learned in programming is the how you manage and group the programming statement. Okay, so you learn different programming style, you learn different programming design. So the only things, the core is how you group the programming statement. Okay, at the very beginning, you have the full control. Around year 2000, you have the OO. So what is OO? Object orient design. Okay, object orient program, object orient design, whatever you want, right? So at that time, so you have the Java, together you have the C Sharp, etc. So what is object orient design? It's also a grouping of programming statements. So what is OO? You guys say that you are coming from computer science, right? So what is OO? OO means that the thinking idea, at the very beginning, the thinking idea is full control, full control. I use the thinking of a computer. They produce the job 9 by 9, statement by statement, right? I use the thinking of the computer to think about how I group the programming. Is that correct? Right. So what is the difference of OO? What is object-oriented programming? What is the core? How you group an object? Object is a group of hey, data and method. So some of you guys say data and method, some of you guys say that parameter, etc., whatever. So a object means that I jump away from the computer thinking to a human thinking. Okay, human. So I define all the objects by using a human thinking. For example, I define a human is a group of parameter together a group of methods that I can perform. Okay, okay. For example, how I define Peter, right? So I define how I define a human. Okay, and I have a Peter instance. Okay, because I have a different names, height, and all sorts of the parameter. They are the parameter to describe Peter. Okay, so how Peter can be performed? Peter can perform lecture right there. So I have different action that I can do. I'm a lecturer, I'm a professor, you guys are students. So the access way are different, right? Right? Okay. So they at that time they think that, hey, I should jump away from the machine learning, machine design, machine thinking to the human. I define the group by using a human thinking. Define what is the parameter that I can do, what is the action I can do, group them together. And then we have object-oriented programming. Inside Unity, you also have the object-oriented programming, right? So what is the object-oriented programming in Unity? Mono developer, mono behavior. So if you are typing the what? The C# files, right? So you can see that you are extending the mono behavior. Mono behavior is combine the object, the parameter together with the action together. So what is the parameter within a object, game object inside Unity? So what can you define? You can define their mask. Can you see that they are inspector, right? The windows, you can type in some parameter, right? At the very beginning, you can define their mask, you can define their visual body, you can define all sorts of things, right? You can add action into the mono developer. So I can add for example, inside the update, I can add they can run. Okay, I can add the event listener. I can add different action that I can perform. I can add some action. So inside the mono developer, they are object-oriented programming. They combine parameter together with the action. That means the method that you can do. Okay, combine them together. Here, around 20 years, we change again. So we change from object-oriented programming to data-oriented programming or data-oriented design, whatever you want. So OO from OO to DO. So what we have improved? Data-oriented design. So I want to ask, so you say that object-oriented design, right? Did object-oriented design contain the flow control? If then else for loop function call, still here, right? OO still have the flow control. DO, data-oriented design, also have the OO. Okay, but the data-oriented design is target on only one thing: mass many players interact with the same physical world, with the same virtual world together. Okay, just like you play the MMORPG, many users World of Warcraft, many users together. I need to update all the objects. I need to update all the things at the same time. And then we have the data-oriented design. Data-oriented design is somehow jump back to 1950, 1960 something. They jump back to the COBOL mainframe programming. So how we design the data structure, how we process the data, I/O or data processing, that we can increase or we can speed up the implementations of the games or of the metaverse. See that inside the MMORPG, we have the same object. Then most likely the same object, they prevent the similar things, right? They are affected by the gravity together. They are affected by the rendering together. Okay, so can we group the object together and then do the same process? And that is the basic things about the data-oriented design. Okay. So try to think, you have the flow control. Later on, we add the object-oriented design. Because we have too many objects perform the same mono behavior, then we have the data-oriented design. So they perform the same function call together at the one time slot. Okay, we schedule them to run at the same things together, and then we speed up the CPU, speed up the computation power. Okay, so inside the data-oriented design, so you have three components: ECS, Entity Component System (ECS). You have the C# job system. You have the Bruce compiler. Three things combined together inside the Unity to do the data-oriented design. In fact, yeah, by the Unity they want to do the data-oriented design because their garbage collection is garbage. So they want to improve their memory management. They want to speed up their performance to meet the metaverse performance. Okay, so they have this kind of things, DoD. And then they have the DoD design. Doesn't mean that once I have the DoD design, then I can solve all the things. DoD design is you need to together with the programmer, because the programmer need to have the DoD design, and then they can do something. Just like if you have the Java, but I only write the Java using if then for loop, is okay? Yeah, it's okay, but you do not use the object-oriented design of the Java. It's really funny. One of our colleagues share a assignment marking experience. It's called Sudoku. Do you know Sudoku? 速读 Okay, so that is a assignment, programming assignment for the year one student to run the Sudoku. At the very beginning, they teach Java, Python, and then if you use the object-oriented design, so the programming statement is maybe it's around 200 to 300, something like that. So it's only searching the row, searching the column, and then searching this part, right? The middle part. You have paid the Sudoku. You understand Sudoku, right? And then it's easy to use the object-oriented design. And this student, he's crazy. He used more than 1 million programming statement to use the full control and then complete the Sudoku assignment. More than 1 million program statement. They copy the for loop and then function call again, and then just change a little bit. And finally, he passed all the test case, and then still we need to give them the mark. But try to thinking that if 200 to 300 program statement versus 1 million or few thousand, maybe few thousand, 1 million is too expensive. It is too extreme. Maybe 10,000 programs there. It's really hard to program, right? It's really hard to manage, and similar things, right? So we import from the object-oriented design to the data-oriented design. So we manage better for the object, the same object inside the virtual world. Okay. So here we have the history of the DOTS, data-oriented design. So it starts from 2018 because Unity want to meet the metaverse. Okay, they want to meet the development of the metaverse. So you can have a look with this video. So they say that there are more than 1 million of objects inside the virtual scenes, and then Unity can still run very well. At the good old times, Unity cannot do this kind of things. They can only run few hundred object mono behavior inside virtual scenes. But with the DOT design, they are possible to do this kind of things, because when we group all the objects together, they have the same behavior, and then we process the rendering at the same time. Next, we process the gravity at the same time. Next, we process the I/O at the same time. So it try to speed up, upgrade the processing power of the GPU, and that is the core of the GPU. That is the core of the DOTS design. Okay. Yeah. Together, the difference between the DOT design is we want to change the game object and the mono behavior. Mono behavior is they say that mono behavior is the monster inside the Unity. They are hunger for the resources. They are hunger for the memory. They waste lots of the memory. Okay. You say that, honestly, if you have learned about the operation system, or you learn something about the mainframe memory control, so every memory, they have a block. Okay, they have a block. Maybe, for example, 32 or 64, right? So if the object is not good fit inside this block, you have lots of the space remain there. And then it's the waste of your memory. It's a waste of your memory board. So if every board is well fit by each other, so they try to decrease the searching time. Okay, they need not want to search. They need not to search the header and then footer, header and then footer, header and then footer. They can only jump to the next object, next object, next object, and then perform all sort of things. And that is the beauty. So game object, or we call it mono developer, they have two problems. The first problem is fat and heavy. They are wasting lots of the data structure. There are too many space wasting inside the memory system. Okay, and then this kind of wasting in the memory system will be waste of the runtime, and then will be waste of the memory control. So that's why they always hand, and then they have the array index stat out for false. So they have this kind of things. The second thing is it's really hard to find and run the game object, because every game object, they have different size, right? Different size. And then you cannot jump. For example, if I define every game object is 64, so you need not to find the header and footer. You can find the first memory is 0, and then you have the 63, and then you have the 127, and then you have the next one. So you need not to search for the footer and the header to find a certain object. The only thing you need to do is just jump 64, 64, 64 to the next object and then to the next object. So they try to define the DOTS into 3 parts: component, entity, and also a system. Okay, so component, they will only care about the data, plain data. Every object, they have the similar things. They have the similar structure. They only change the data inside. For example, inside the virtual world, the virtual human of Peter or the virtual human of you, they are the same, but the only difference is the XY position. Okay, they have the same structure. They only have the difference about the data. Then you have the entity. So you will have the different pointer to point into each virtual object, and then to locate the virtual object and then perform the action for it. Then the most important thing is the system. System here is the method, is the function call. Many good old times, model behavior, you put the component, entity, and then the programming into the same place, right? Into the same object. So here we have an object, right? We have the data together with function. Another one, you have also the data and function. Now we get the function out, put it into a system. When the function is called, all the game objects run the same method again. Okay. So that is the thinking that they speed up all the things. So forget about the model behavior, turn into this kind of the ECS, turn into the component, entity, and then system, especially in the especially in the MMORPG, in the metaverse design. Try to speed up all your process. Another better understanding is about this word, right? So you have the entity A, you have the entity B, right? If you have the translate, rotate, and then rendering, so mono behavior, they will run the entity A once. Okay, so you put the entity A, and then you put the job of the translation inside your GPU, run the translation, move the translate out of the GPU, put the rotation in the GPU again, run the rotation, and then put away the rotation, run the locate to the world, etc., etc. Okay, so all the function in and out from your GPU size for one entity in the mono behavior. But if you are talking about the ECS design, we have the entity, we have the component and the system. They will get the function translation out, because all the objects, they perform the same function, right? So we just put the translation into the CPU, run the entity A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So the translation need not to move out from the CPU. They will keep inside the CPU, one all the entity, then one another one, then one another one, and one another one. And that is the beauty of the ECS design. Okay? Okay? Yeah. So I have mentioned this part. So they will have different architect, just like this one. So if you group all the data structure in a very good position, so just like the memory control. So if you put that this one, right, in the same memory, so you have the header, and then you have the footer to run all the entity. You have the header and footer. You have the header and footer. So this one is well packed, right? So what if I have this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one? So you need to have a memory search for each object from your header, footer, header, footer, header, and footer. But if you have the DO TS design, data-oriented design, you put all the same object in the first part. And then see that I need not to find the header and footer. For example, as I have mentioned, 64, right? 0, 63. And then do you still need to search for the footer? No need. 0, 63, 127, and then so on, so on, so on. Okay, so you can exactly jump to the next one, exactly jump to the next one, exactly jump to the next one. So this kind of design try to well patch all the job and well pack all the object into the memory, and then they can perform a faster actions. And that's why Unity want to promote the DOTS design, want to promote this kind of ECS design instead of you still extend the mono-derived behavior. Okay, so that is the things they are doing. Yeah. So what the beauty of the ECS is you only have the single function for all thousands of the similar entity. So once you put in the CPU, so they run all the game object. You need not to find the next one. You need not to move in, move out, all the similar model behavior, because inside your game, if you have different game objects, even you have the Mario or you have the mushroom, they share the same, they share different function. If you have 2 or 3 or 4 mushroom, you will always copy the model behavior again and again. And Unity don't want you to do so. They want to get back your model behavior design and then put it into system. Use one function call to handle all the mushroom, all the object instant. They also have the improvement of the C# programming system. So here I want to discuss about few wordings. Multi-thread, multitask, multi-programming. What is the difference? Multi-thread, multitask, multi-programming. What is the difference? For example, someone say that Peter is a multitask people. So how many brain I have? 1. Okay, 1. Always remember. Multi-thread, multi-pass, they are almost the same. I will explain the difference later. Multi-pass or multitask, I only have 1 CPU. Okay, whatever, how many tasks I'm handling. For example, I'm handling teaching, research, and also service together. I only have 1 CPU. Okay, so all the job, they try to chop into pieces, and then let Peter to process, let Peter to process. So multitask and also a multi-task means that you only have 1 CPU, and then there are lots of job go inside, and then do it. So multi-processing is I have loss of the CPU. Okay, loss of the CPU. Maybe they are handling 1 task, maybe they are handling loss of the task. Okay, but I have loss of the CPU and then loss of the computation power, and then they can handle the things together. Okay, that's the difference. And multitask and also multi-thread, task means that, how to say that? Multitask, for example, you are running Windows. No, this one is not good. You're running Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Chrome together. Then this one is multitasking. Okay, multi-thread means that inside a Unity or inside Word document, Unity is better. So you have warning, you have animation, you have different things within the same application. That is multi-thread. Okay, so this one, C# job system, they are multi-thread design. Multi-thread design means that I try to cut the job into different pieces, and then they go to the same CPU, and then they have the best performance for their output. That is multi-thread. As I have mentioned before, why they can now do the multi-threading, because they try to organize the object in a better size of their memory. Okay, they have a better size of their memory, so they can run the multi-thread because each program board now they can fit it into the CPU better and better. Okay. So yeah, that is the multi-threading. Okay. Multi-programming is not discussed inside this course, but I would like to ask a question. Multi-programming is a easier task for the programmer, or multi-threading is a easier task for a programmer? If you are a developer, multi-programming is more difficult to control. Why? Because you distribute the job into different CPU. Then you need to collect and then do another process. Distribute, collect, and collect. Just like you manage the people. So you manage yourself, or you manage lots of the people. Manage lots of the people is more difficult because you need to chop all the programming into a small part, distribute. If some of the people, right, if some of the person, they give you back the wrong output, so what should you do? You have lots of the tracking, you have lots of the things to handle. Okay, so most likely, why? 就是你觉得为什么要做这个4纳米晶片啊？这是为什么是这个chips 你是要做4mm？我拿10 chips 不是一样吗？这是为什么他们需要把一个 CPU 它的 computation power 它的做的这样小？要不然的话，其实我拿10个 CPU 出来不是更好吗？Because multi-programming is more complicated. Okay, multi-threading is only one CPU. If one of your tasks is wrong, so one of the CPU is only one CPU, you can ask the task to redo, and then the remaining tasks they can still do it. If it's multiple game, multi-GPU, so one CPU will pass the job to another CPU. If one of CPU doing the wrong things, so what should the other CPUs can do? The whole process will be collapsed. Okay, so that's why the GPU I would say GPU server 算力啊需要这样贵。其实它的不是这个 GPU 的板这样贵，它把所有 GPU 的算法的整个 multiple 连在一起。它这个 job 它这个功能其实比理想的 multi-thread 更加强大，更加需要多的 resources 来 handle，明白吗？明白吗？ Okay, so sorry about that. And then we are not talking about the AI. Okay, for the AI, you talk lots of things about the multi-programming because you want to distribute the AI job to lots of the GPU card and collect that, and then do the next step, collect that in the next one, etc., etc. But in the game programming or in the game development, we only talk about the multi-thread, one CPU doing all sorts of things, and then they are in the DOTS, they are trumped into same board of the programming task so that they can run the job multi-thread in a better way. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That is the core. And then yes, they have the job. If you have the multi-core of GPU, you can run the job system inside the Unity. But again, Unity is not, they only charge you 33,000, right? So they are not charging you 34 millions. right? So their job system is not good enough. So don't trust their job system. Most likely, we only choose one core, and that's why most of the development, most of the program, they can only use one CPU, and that's why the mobile phone they target on 4mm because we want one CPU to do lots of the things, not using many CPU to do different things. Okay, in your mobile phone, most likely your mobile phone will only do one apps at each time, right? You're not watching TikTok together, Taobao together, or with different things, right? You only do one thing in your mobile phone. Okay, so there is multi-threading, and that's why we need 4mm of the CPU. We need this kind of chips because we only want to once. And then most of the game engine or most of the programming design, they are only multi-thread, not multi-programming. Okay. Yeah, save the resources to have the serenity. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we have mentioned only access to one copy of the data and then only save the situation. So we speak lots of things about the program, but honestly, it's easy to do it. So last year, I teach them how to change the mono behavior to the dual TS design. This year, you need not to do so because if you have do a mono behavior, put the code in ChatGPT. Ask the ChatGPT to change into ECS, and then the ChatGPT will do all the things for you. Okay, so if you learn the model behavior, so do you need to change your polling style? Maybe yes, maybe no. But today, ChatGPT helps you to do so. Okay, put the code inside ChatGPT. In fact, it's easy to understand. So the only thing is do not extend the model behavior. Okay, extend the jobs and then put all the programming into one job definition, my job definition, and then the others take out their behavior. If you have the same programming code, take out the behavior. Same programming, take out the behavior, put it into your jobs. And then you can have the DLTS environment. So just like this one, for example, this one is update, right? So update. So I put it inside the job, remove the model behavior, and then you can perform the similar things. But yeah, forget about it. Yeah, this is sometimes I always think that what is the after ChatGPT or OpenAI, what is the task of we guys programmer? I'm still thinking. 其实你们有没有想过毕业之后到底做 programmer 到底要做什么？对啊，就只是把一些 task 写好，然后放进去 ChatGPT，它就把你的写好的英文把它变为一个 program 嘛。其实 program 嘛的工作到底用来做什么？我有没有跟你说过，有些苹果的人跟我来开会，然后他说，今年苹果的比赛，赢 winner 的主要是女的，有没有跟你们说过？对啊，所以，唉。So learn more, go to the PhD and then learn the development. You develop the ChatGPT, you develop the transformer, and then you still have the job to do. 讲得不得了啊。Okay, okay. Push the program. Okay, but honestly, in this case, you still understand the beauty of the programming. So why you have the full control, and then you have the object orient, and then you have the data orient, and then data orient they chop into the same size of the memory, put into the jobs, and then speed up all the process. So now you need not to have the mono behavior. You will have the ECS, or you will have the DOTS. So you have this kind of the settings. ECS is the implementation of data-oriented design. Okay? Okay, all the things based on the DOTS, data-oriented design. And then the implementation in Unity is called ECS, Entity Component System. In Unreal or in other programming language, maybe they will have different definition, but the concept, they are the same. Get out all the same function. Now, please, object-oriented design, don't use the same function call for all the objects, get them out, and then put it into a data to put it into a system to speed up all the process. Okay. Wait. Yeah. Okay. So we have the job system, right? So you have the, oh, this one is not it's not in your yeah, you will not touch or you will not use it. So I also forget what is this one at the very beginning. All the C# code will be compiled into the machine code, right? All the C# code in the Unity will be compiled into machine code. And then because you have the ECS design, you take out all the same method, same action into one. So they will have the single instruction for multiple data, SMID. And this one is inside the new Unity development. So they have a new function inside the compiler. It's called single instruction for multiple data. So they have this kind of compiler, and then they can process the same actions for all sorts of the game inside it. Okay, so yeah, that is somehow about how they process the things. But I guess yeah, you need not to learn about it. So that's why I change into batch size. Nothing special because it's handled by the Unity, not by you. Last question before we jump into the we jump into the universal rendering pipeline. So DOT is used for Metaverse. It's used for MMORPG development. So if you are using the Monkey King example, right? If you are creating adventure games, do you need ECS design? No. Because for the Monkey King, right? Most likely you only have the Monkey King and one enemy. You only have two objects, exactly remember. So you are not paying one Monkey King to kill 100 soldier or 1,000 soldier. It's not like that. So you did not need this kind of setting. So mostly adventure game, you can still keep the mono behavior. But for the metaverse design or for the metaverse settings, MMORPG setting, you need to have the ECS design. Another thing I want to, do you think that you can build a metaverse platform using Unity? Do you think you can build a Unity platform, Metaverse platform using Unity, not building Unity? Yes. Sandbox. The sandbox is created by Unity. It's created by this kind of techniques, ECS, and later on we will talk about the URP. They are using this kind of technique. They only use 1 year to do these kind of things. 1 year, and then you can create sandbox. So why they use the ECS? Because every bird, every fossil, they have similar behavior. So that's why they use the ECS to perform all the things in the same time. Only 1 year, you can build the sandbox. So if you have enough investment, but honestly, for the sandbox, at the very beginning, they do not have lots of the investment. They only have one idea. I can do something similar to Roblox together with, I would say that I can do something similar to Roblox, combine Minecraft. So they do the sandbox. And then they only spend 1 year. So if you are say that, hey, I have 10 programmers and then I want to do something similar to this one, and then I want to create another metaverse in China or in United States or in all over the world, 1 year is good enough. Okay, it's not a huge amount of program work you should do. Okay, it's easy, but of course you need to join the blockchain. You need to join the other ecosystem to facilitate your metaverse platform. But it's still reasonable and it is still possible to do it. Okay. Ah, okay, almost finished. So it's good. We still have around 10 slides. So around 15 minutes. So two updates are in the Unity. So the first one is the ECS for the DOTS, the sign. Another is this one, URP, Universal Rendering Finite. Okay, Universal Rendering Finite. So that means many years ago, so for the Unreal, so you can change the rendering finite. For example, you can change PC, you can change into the Android, you can change into different platform. The PC that I can run the Monkey King and then the Androids that I can run the Monkey King, the computation power are totally different. Unreal is able to change the rendering panel, disable, enable something, so I can change what is the resources that I can do. Unity cannot. Okay, you cannot change the rendering panel in Unity, but around 3 to 4 years ago, yes, we can, because Unity they disclose about the universal rendering pipeline. So this one they perform some lightweight scriptable rendering for more than 20 platforms. Okay, I cannot thinking lots of the platform. I can only thinking about the Windows, Mac OS, Android, iOS. What else? Linux. Oh yes, Linux. But anyone use Linux to play the games?
Yeah, yes, of course.
Of course. Okay. Yeah, I only want Unix for my AI model. And what is the OS of Huawei phone? Honor. What is the name of 华为的 OS 是叫什么？Harmony。鸿蒙啊，对，鸿蒙。其实感觉怎么样呢？是另外一个种，因为早几天我收到一个development 的 request 吧，我需要做另外 apps，然后他说因为他们是政府吧，政府好啊好啊，iOS Android 之后你还可以做鸿蒙吧，然后我看着他，我没做过哦，有没有人在这边做过鸿蒙的 development 呢？没有啊，做还是不做了？Anyway, so if you have experience using the Hongmeng OS, let me know because I'm also facing the difficulty to find the developer of Hongmeng. So because there are no framework that can be applied into Hongmeng, and then I don't know that whether I can successfully use all the developments or not. So still very troublesome to have this kind of request. But they request government, they ask iOS, Android, Hongmeng, you should support free OS. Okay, let me think. Okay, so you have different platform, and then different platform, you have different computation power. So you can enable, disable all the things. Now using Unity by their universal rendering pipeline, this is a lightweight and then scriptable processing. So this is a forward renderer, and then you can do your scripting right there. But honestly, the scripting is easy. Unlike the Unreal, so the scripting that you are handle C language. Universal rendering palette, you can still use a C# or some scriptable, a little bit about the scripting to handle the event. You cannot control the matrix, you cannot control the vertex calculation, but you can still control the main function of the rendering. So you know the difference, right? If you have the Unreal, you control the C language, you can control the lighting reflections of every faces. Okay, I can control the matrix inside it. I can control the algorithm. It's down to the machine level to control all the lighting. But for the Unity, this one universal rendering panel, you can just scriptable on off some function. You cannot control the low level machine, but still it's better because I can change the settings. Right now, I can change the setting. It's still good. Okay. Excuse. Especially I can change the shader. I can on off whether I can run this shader setting or not. So still is a good sorry. It's a still good processing for the rendering. And then yeah, let me show you the difference. It's easier. A A just a minute.
video, you will learn how to get started with this universal render pipeline for URP, which is previously known as Lightweight Render Pipeline or LWRP. You will also learn how to convert the project from built-in render pipeline to universal render pipeline. URP or universal render pipeline can be used almost every major platform and provides beautiful graphics and high-end performance.
India.
That's why it's called universal. Also, in the future, URP is going to be the default render pipeline in Unity. So with that said, let's jump right into it. There are mainly two ways URP is going to be the
Can you tell me the difference? Can you observe?
default render pipeline.
Can you observe?这有两个有什么分别啊？搞不同啊，因为分不出来的话，其实用跟不用，你们就好像是没有关系哦。有什么分别啊？The first one is about the material, so you can see that I guess by observation. So this one they enable the bump mat, okay, bump mat the tracing of the lighting. So see that, so the details of the texture here, so you can see some of details pattern, but within this one do not have bump mat. Okay, bump map is one of them. So this is enable, this one universal rendering palette, they should enable the bump map. Okay, another is about the shader. So you see that there are more, I'm not sure about this one, but it should be the shader, the details is better. So they enable the billboard shader to the object. This one, billboard shader to the object. Okay, billboard shader to the object. This one is a little bit warped, but yeah, not really sure about this one. But I can observe is this two bar bump map. First one, bump map. Another is about the shader from the billboard. So that's two I can observe.
That's it. Let's jump right into it. There are mainly two ways to use URP in a project. The first one is very easy. Open a Unity Hub, and from this drop-down button, choose Unity 2019.3. Set up your project name and the location, and from these templates, choose Universal Project Template. Keep in mind that as of now, URP is only available in 2019.3 or newer versions. So if you are using 2019.2, then you will find the LWRP template instead of URP. So make sure to choose correct Unity version to use URP. Then just click on create, and this will automatically create a fresh Unity project with universal render pipeline already implemented. And once it's done, it will open a Unity editor with the sample scene. As you can see, it has a direction light and a basic word processing. Now you can delete or hide this example asset and start working in this pipeline. Simple. Now let's see how we can convert an existing Unity project from built-in to universal render pipeline. All right, this time I have opened up an empty Unity project. And for this demo, I'm going to use this fantasy forest environment scene. So click on import. All right, this is a demo scene that comes with this package. It has a basic terrain with some grass and trees. Let's try to convert this scene from Unity's built-in render pipeline to universal render pipeline. So first of all, go to Windows, Package Manager, and from here, choose this universal RV. Click install, and you can see this package is a verified package, which means it can be used in production. All right, now the package is imported. The first thing you need to do, right click, go to create, rendering, universal render pipeline, and choose this pipeline asset. I call this URP. Then go to edit, project setting, and from graphics, and from the scriptable render pipeline section, choose the URP asset which we have just created. And as you guessed it, it will convert everything to pink because the default shaders are not supported in universal render pipeline. And don't worry, we will fix them in a minute. Again, to convert the materials, go to edit, render pipeline, render pipeline, and choose upgrade project materials to universal RP materials. Click proceed, and voila, as you can see, it did not convert the materials perfectly. Only the stem of trees are converted. Rest of the things are still pink. Now let's see how we can convert other materials manually into universal RP materials. Here you can see few of the materials are converted, but these two materials are still to be paid. So let's see how we can convert them. This package also has a asset scene, and in this scene we have many trees and grass which we need to convert. So let's first select this grass, go to materials. As you can see, this grass material is using a custom shader, that's why it was not converted. But don't worry, it's very simple, just a transparent texture of grass. So to convert this material from the shader drop down, go to universal of the pipeline and choose lit or simple lit. I will explain the difference between two and lit. First, choose the lit. And from the base map, choose this grass mesh texture. From the surface type, choose transparent because it's a transparent texture. In the render face mode, choose both because you want both face to be visible. If you want to fine tune the transparency of this texture, click on alpha clipping and adjust the value. In the base map, set the colors to pure white and smoothness to 0 because we don't need any kind of smoothness or reflection for this class. Now, if you don't want this additional METAVERSE smoothness parameter, you can also go to universal under pipeline and choose this simple lit instead of lit. And you see, in this one, the specular and smoothness are by default turned on. That's why this simple lit is more optimized than lit shader. So now our grass is successfully converted. Let's also repeat the same process for this tree transition material as well. Go to shader, and from this universal under pipeline, I choose simple lit. In the basin, assign the texture, cut the color to white. Surface type, use transparent. Render face mode, both. Alpha clipping on, adjust the value. And you can see our tree material is also properly converted. Let's go back to our main scene. And you can see trees and grass are now properly visible. Only the terrain is filled. To convert this terrain material, first select the terrain, go to setting. And in the material section, as you can see, it is using default terrain shader, which is not supported. So I go to material folder and create a new material. I click create material and call this terrain. Then from the shader type, to the universal under pipeline, terrain, and use lit. This is a special shader in universal under pipeline that is used for terrain. And again, select the terrain, go to settings, and now choose this terrain material. And now you can see our terrain is perfectly visible again. But there's still one problem if you notice. Our tree branches are not casting any kind of shadows. Only the stem of these trees are casting shadows. So to fix that issue, again go to tree branches material, and on the surface side, it's transparent to wood. And now it's perfectly casting shadow. Now let's also add some post effects to further improvise the scene. To add post-process effect, right click, volume, and choose this global volume. And you can see the by default the mode is set to global. Global means that all the process effect will apply to the entire scene. If you want to apply the effect to a particular area, then you should use global. I will show this in a minute. Then click on new to create a new post-process profile. And voila, our two branches are gone. Okay, I figured out. For some reasons, it's not allowing me to change the alpha to alpha. To fix the issue, simply increase the smoothness to 1. Change the albedo alpha from specular alpha. And now we can also change the transparency. And now this is what we found. I don't know why this happened. So if anybody from will be watching this, please fix this issue. All right, let's continue with our post processing. In universal under pipeline, all the post processing effects are completely revamped. At post processing effect, we got add override, post processing, and here you will see a list of post processing parameters, same like AJ under pipeline. So let's first add blue, click on to enable all the option. And you will notice the post processing effect are not applied in the game view. To see the post processing effect in the game view, select your camera and enable this post processing checkbox. Now you can see post processing in both views. Let's also add your white balance. So quickly change the tone of the scene. Let's also add some depth of field. In the mode, you can do mode, ocean, or floating. I'm going to choose floating. Set that contrast to really low. And with bit of focus distance. I think that is fine. Let's also add some shadow picture highlights to change the toning. And finally, let's also add some vignetting of scene. And lastly, go to camera and in anti-aliasing, choose one of the anti-aliasing. I choose fast and anti-aliasing. And you can see there's a huge improvement before and after adding the post effects. Let's also adjust our focus setting. Go to Windows, rendering, light settings, and in the focus setting, try to change the value. Okay, now it's looking much better. Let's also see how this local mode works. To use this local mode, you will create a new global volume or go to volume and choose one of these box or square volume. I choose this box volume and you see it is by default set to local mode. So how this local mode works, all the effects you apply here only visible whenever your camera goes inside this volume. So let's create a new profile, add override, and then color adjustment. Let's change the saturation to 0. Go in the top view and let's also increase the size of this volume. And watch what would happen when I move my camera into this box. You see the post processing on this camera is changing. Because in this volume, we have reduced the saturation. And it is doing very gradually. And that's the beauty of these local volumes. You can apply some kind of post effects for a particular area. Let's also take a look at this URP asset. This is very useful to control the quality of your scene. Here you can see you can add your render list. So if you're using any kind of custom render, you can add them here. I maybe explain this topic in different video. In the quality setting, you can choose whether you want to use HDR or you want to use any kind of NTLRG. And for this render scale slider, you can reduce the resolution quality, especially for very low-end devices. From this lighting section, you can control all the lights from one place, such as whether you want to cast shadows or not. And you can also change the shadow resolution. Same in the shadows, you can define the distance, how far you want to see the shadows. You can also define whether you want to use cascading shadows or not. The post-processing section, you can set whether you want to use HDR or LDR range. And in the advanced mode, you can also set some various parameters. And the best part of this QRP asset that you can save your parameters, such as like I, one for medium, and one for low. And now you can set different parameters, different values, and you can choose any of the profile based upon the CPU power of currently running device. And now let's come to the main topic. What's the benefit of using this universal data pipeline? So here you can see I have also opened up the same scene in building the pipeline. And in the steps, you can clearly see a huge difference. The triangle count in building pipeline is almost 900K, where in universal pipeline it's only 95K. In built-in pipeline, the working count is 2.6 million, whereas it is only 121K in universal pipeline. As you can see, I'm using post effects in universal render pipeline, but still the set pass calls are lower than built-in render pipeline. So now, if I disable my post effects, you will see the set pass calls are really very lower than built-in render pipeline. And that is the main benefit of using universal render pipeline. It's give you better performance and better quality. And in the side-by-side comparison, you can clearly see the universal pipeline is way much better than built-in pipeline. One more benefit of using universal pipeline is that shaded gap is fully supported in this pipeline, and it's already implemented in this package.
So you see that's still good, right? So they provide you a this one. Yeah, a better UI for you to change the settings. So it's just like some of your 3D developer or 3D designer, they set up all the things and then you put it into the Unity to tune it again. And then all these kind of settings become dynamic and it's scriptable, or you can say that enable, disable, enable, disable. So you can change this kind of setting set into different profile and then run it. For all the post-processing or all the URP processing, it takes time and it takes computation power. But you can see that it's worth because the screen, the output that are generated by the URP is good. It's good, right? So they also produce the post-processing. That means that you can put it into the Unity. They help you to gen some shadow. They help you to gen some better shader or bump map before you put. into the game. So that is, yeah, the previous YouTube video showed you the difference, and this one of another video shows you the difference without and with. Okay, without and with, you can see that the situation, and because of the post processing is run inside your development first, and then for the one time, the cost for the one time is really low. So this one is quite promising, and then yeah, you can try to have, yeah, try to walk through it and then try to play with it. So this one is good. So even you download something from the asset store, you download something from the Liquid Squid. So if you click on the URP and then if you do some tuning, it gives you different feelings. It gives you different artistic style for your artwork, and then it makes you yeah, looks better from this small part. Okay. And then what's else? Yeah, in the YouTube, they have how to understand how you can implement the URP and then how to run the URP. So yeah, we have covered this part. And then nothing special. Yeah, we have covered this part. The summary of the ECS DOTS. Yeah, maybe this one will be inside your examination. The most important thing is comparisons. So what is the difference between the ECS, DOTS, and together with the mono developer? So why is suitable for the metaverse? So remember in your assignment, I also have the similar questions. And then, yeah, most likely in the examination, if it's related to technologies, if it's not about the calculation, to pick up the good justification is the core of the examination, and it is somehow good example or good questions about your examinations. So for the table, for the comparison, so always remember to study the comparisons in my slide. Comparison, especially about, that means the tables. Okay, for all the wordings, though, there are something. If you can get the core idea, is enough. But for the examination, to nail down the slide that you want to study, so focus on the table comparison. What is the good choice for the for the different situations? Yeah, how to change the mono behavior to the ECS to the job system. So in the Unity, just in the ChatGPT, just copy the Unity code and then ask, change it into the ECS. They will help you to do this kind of thing. The only thing is extend the mono behavior to the jobs, to the jobs component system, and then copy the code that you need into a system attached to all the object, and then that's it. Okay, so that is the end of today's class, today's lecture, and then we still have the PM sessions. So we will have the, let me, yeah.
If you want to create your own shader, just right click, create, shader, and do fill graph. Double click to open up the shader graph.
I'm sorry that I set the questionnaire wrong, and then I set the correct questionnaire. So go to the today assessment, right? Assessment, and then you can find the questionnaire. The due date will be the date will be the 7th of October. That means the next Monday. Answer will be displayed next Tuesday. So every week we have the similar setting. So try to go to a blackboard and then complete the questionnaire. Okay. Again, no need to use the ChatGPT to find the answer. If you fill in the answer, I will give you the full marks. Because some of you guys, I find that 90% of you guys got 100% in the questionnaire, especially about the answer is not good for my study. So try to use your own knowledge and then do it. The question answer will be displayed on Tuesday, and then I just want to know your understanding. Whatever you get, you all right or all correct, all right or all wrong, I will still give you the full marks. Okay, got it? Okay, don't use the ChatGPT. Okay, so that's the end of our question. Thank you. And then you have 1.5 hours for your lunch. We'll come back at 2 p.m. I will be here. 哎，你回来了吗？
哎呀，你今天的课好新啊，好难听的，
哎，好像也不是跟以前一样啊，
有些东西那个 PPT 不一样了呀。
差一点点吧，
有啊，更漂亮了呀，
不一样吧？
比我们那
刚刚
个好看。
回来干什么？
哦，我就想，最近不是想要去做那个博士的那个课题，想做那个课题嘛。
哦，
啊，他们有说要搞什么 HCI 和康复什么的。哦，我看你也有搞这些，就想来问一下这个。
你的老师是哪一位呢？
对，我老师没搞过，但是想要去搞这些。
那是 we have 的吗？
不是啊，
我们老奇观过比赛的。
对啊，design 的
哦
啊，不那个 SFT 的
HDR。
SFT 那个
SP 是什么来的？
有
但是很看好。
差不多那个。
那为什么他是搞？
他现在搞堂馆、非常馆，他做 CV 也有啊，他现在 CV 去年也发了一篇，去年也发了一篇 CR 这种的，然后我现在就是不知道做什么了，我现在
可以。所以你想问的是什么样的问题
HCI 这种一般流程是什么样子的？一般出论文是
？HDI 的话，它一般来说会出在他们主要看 conference 的话，CHI 开
对
这些的话，他们都想要的。然后他们你可以把它分为2个部分来看，第一个部分就是一些天马行